All right, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, we're the brothers here out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, coming at you with a quick lesson. All right, today is November 28th, which is so-called Thanksgiving. All right, and we're gonna name this lesson Happy Thanksstealing. Okay, now that's a term that so-called woke people will use. Okay, because we are aware of how Thanksgiving was founded. Okay, the so-called celebration of Thanksgiving was started. Okay, really from the so-called white man stealing from the Native Americans, the Gadites. Okay,
that's right.
All right, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you were the Israelites. All right, so the Native Americans, they're our brothers, so we shouldn't partake in the celebration of our brothers being slaughtered by their enemy.
That's right.
Okay, because in the history books in school, okay, they try to paint this picture like, oh yeah, there was unity between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. They had some type of what did they say? They had some type of peace feast, right? Which that wasn't the case. All right, when you go into the history. All right, so we'll just go straight into the precepts.
Right. This is St. John chapter 10 and verse 10. It says, "The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy." In which, this like we was talking prior to the recording, really the scripture applies to wicked Israelites that's coming to the truth, and try to basically, put stumbling blocks in front of the sincere men. But you can, like we said, you can apply this to Esau, Edom, man. When the so-called white man came to the Americas, like the brother said, they tried to had these different peace treaties, but then they ended up breaking them, man. And that's what the so-called white man came to do. He came to steal, steal the so-called Native Americans' land, and he damn near killed them off, man. All right. It says reading on, it says, "I am come that they might have life." And the I is talking about Yahushua. It's Yahushua speaking. It says, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep, man. Yeah, so it's talking about Yahushua. But the point is about that thief, man. Which Esau is the biggest thief in the history of mankind itself, man. Somebody had a precept they wanted to get. If not, I had something else.
You got something about you? Okay. Yeah, right. You can bring out yours. I can after you.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 33 in verse 1. And somebody, you brothers can break it down if you want. It's Isaiah 33 and 1. "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee."
Right. So woe unto them that spoilest, which that spoil basically means to rob. Okay. And everything the so-called white man has done since he's been in power is deceive and rob. Okay. But it said, what was the second part?
Yep. It says it says, "And dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee."
Right. So, and dealest treacherously. So, that whole process of them taking the so-called Native Americans' land, all right, and breaking those treaties and those agreements that they had, that's dealing treacherously, man.
That's right.
That's called being a backstabber.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
And that he's not to be trusted.
That's right.
Someone like that is not to be trusted, and that's why Native Americans that are Americanized and you know you've forgotten your history, you gotta wake the hell up, man.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta get on Gad too, because Gad be simple as hell. You know, celebrating these so-called holidays, man. You know,
That's right.
not knowing the history, not knowing that so-called white man basically you know stole everything from them, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we watched that movie. What was that? And what was the name of it?
No.
Battle of
something Wounded Knee, something like that.
Yeah. Battle of the Wounded Knee. All right, and that was going into how basically, I mean that was just a more in-depth movie on the evil workings of the so-called white man, man.
That's right.
You know, it basically shows you how you know they came in and you know basically went to war with the Gadites, and their power was the guns. All right, because during that time Native Americans didn't have guns. All right, which eventually they acquired them through different agreements and stuff like that. But initially, the so-called white man's upper hand was the sword, or the gun.
That's right. That's right. Finish the verse. Starting back in the middle of the first verse, it says, "When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end of to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee."
Yeah. So hey, an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, man. You know, we're gonna take. Really, the scriptures say we're gonna give unto him twofold, man. You know. So everything that he's taken and spoiled, okay, we're gonna take and spoil. You know.
That's right.
The script. What's that precept? If robbers by night shall they not take?
Oh, that's I think that's in Obadiah. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
You know, if thieves by night, robbers, you know, shall they not take everything?
Yep.
You know, or Job 20, which you know we might get into in a second, but basically how the so-called white man is gonna basically cough up his goods, man. You know, and repay. Yep. Because when you see, the Lord is he's a just power. So best believe that there's a repayment plan for everything, man. You know, everything you do is gonna be taken into account. Just like it's almost like the children of Israel have insurance, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Through the power of the Lord, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We got insurance, man, and guess what? We're gonna claim everything that you fucking took, man.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
I got it.
Go ahead.
So Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity should go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. And Esau, you have been, ever since you came over here, besides Amerigo Vespucci, Christopher Columbus, and the other navigators for Queen Elizabeth, under the banner of Queen Elizabeth taking the land, to Andrew Jackson, which is on a $20 face bill. You're not innocent, man. You're gonna get killed for murdering us.
That's right.
Killing is a righteous thing. So the Most High is gonna have it to where at a certain point in time you're gonna get your judgment. The wicked are reserved for the wrath to come. Just like the brother Gamal said, it's like we have an insurance. Because the Lord said when we go into captivity, we won't have no assurance of our life. But only in the Lord when we have it.
Yeah.
So the Most High is going to come back, even though they celebrating these or commemorating the downfall of Jake, especially Gad on this day. It's going to be a time where we're going to be celebrating the kingdom of heaven too for your downfall.
That's right. Yep. Yes, on. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'll just get Joel 20.
Okay. Pull it up on my phone.
Let's start at 15.
All right, I'll read it for you.
Okay.
It's Job 20 and 15. It says, "He have swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly."
Right. So going into what we were saying is, you know, he swallowed down riches, which is resources, basically.
Yep.
You know, he's acquired basically everything through slavery. Okay, through like we said, deception, through you know, thievery.
Yep.
Okay, and it says he shall vomit them up. So it's just like a little kid that basically breaks in the pantry and eats up all the snacks and gets full off of them. He's gonna throw that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gonna vomit it up because it's basically, you know, it was stolen, man.
That's right.
He wasn't really meant to have it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I had something for you too. It's a couple chapters over. They go right with that. Job 27 and let's see. Yeah, Job 27 and 15. It says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay. I was talking about Esau, going back to what that Job 20, you know, Esau gathering all these riches and things that he stole from the tribes. It says he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on. You see, which goes back to the scripture we've been bringing out. All right, about that. You said the eye for eye, 2 for 2, you know, and basically Esau is storing this stuff up just so the elect can get it, man. You know, it says 17 again. It says he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. You see that? Who's the innocent? First and foremost, the elect, man, or the nation of Israel. You know, so just on the topic, the so-called Native Americans, which is the tribe of Gad, they're going to get their portion back, man. You know, and then more. You know, more than what they've been given at you know, in the beginning, man, which is this land, America. And all right, they're gonna inherit the so-called white man as a servant in the kingdom of heaven, man. Mm-hmm. You know, so the so-called white man did all this stealing and robbing and gathering riches, heaping silver unto himself. He's only doing that just so that the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushua can obtain it. All right, in the last days, man. Mm-hmm. You know. Yeah, but that's pretty much it on that preset. Was that anything else? Now we can close out on that.
Yeah, we're about to arrive at camp. So, yeah, you know, that's pretty much the point is, you know, so-called Thanksgiving is a wicked holiday, man.
Yeah.
That's celebrated by our people. Mm-hmm. And you know, really it needs to stop, man. You know, the Lord is going to put an end to the mirth, as the scriptures say, man. You know? Yeah. So, you know, with that, we'll close out by giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom.
Shalom.